race are on the rise. More on that. Newswatch Ole Miss starts now. Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. I'm Kennedy Cooper. The Oxford Police Department is reaching out to the community in order to bring awareness to an increase in suicide attempts in the past month. Rebecca Donaldson spoke to them to learn more about the causes of the rise.
The police department's community response team in Oxford says that they've responded to 26 suicide attempts and welfare checks in April alone, which is an increase of around 15% from the month before. In 2018, it was reported by America's Health Rankings that the national average for suicide is 14.8 for every 100,000 people, but 0.4 lower in the state of Mississippi. Public Information Officer Breck Jones says one reason for this is the stress that comes with the end of the school year.
A lot of people are stressed out about finals and grades and things like that, and we just wanted to make sure to reach out and put resources out there and good contacts for people if they're feeling that.
Students on campus agree and say that they understand why people are feeling this way now more than last month.
The end of the spring semester is really stressful because I'm trying to finish up everything for graduation and get into grad school. And I've got lots of family coming at the end of the month.
Jones says OPD used to send an ambulance and do a check-in on a person showing signs of suicidal behavior. But now the community response team checks in on people and connects them with the resources they need. This includes the national and local hotline, counselors, and more. The Oxford Police Department says if you or anyone you know is showing suicidal behavior, to contact their community response team to be put in touch with the proper resources.
If you think that you have a friend or know somebody that you're worried about, I'd go ahead and reach out to them, reach out to us, reach out to somebody where somebody can go and check on them and make sure that they're okay.
OPD posted a graphic that shows 10 signs of suicidal behavior. Some of these include isolation, anxiousness, and feeling hopeless. If you recognize any of these symptoms, call Oxford's Community Response Team or the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. Rebecca Donaldson, Newswatch Ole Miss.
Oxford Police encourages everyone to check in on their loved ones and help those struggling get the resources they need. James Meredith, the first black man to attend Ole Miss and civil rights icon, was given a new Miss hat by Pastor Robert West. The two words later became a clothing brand representing love, compassion, equity, and equality. Though the name Ole Miss has caused controversy, New Miss has a different meaning. UM students De'Arius Rhymes and Tyler Yarbrough have worked to help elevate the clothing brand by wearing the baseball hats and t-shirts at the Who's Who's ceremony last Friday. James Meredith has offered words of wisdom, challenging Rhymes to dig deep. The Oxford Planning Commission approved the Isom Place as a venue space for weddings, receptions, and other celebrations early this week. The Isom House is one of the oldest houses in Oxford. Built in the 1830s by Thompson Dudley Isom, it was home to his wife and NAICSM of the Center for Women and Gender Studies, Sarah Isom. It is located at 1003 Jefferson Avenue and is listed in the National Register of Historic Places. Isom Place will only provide the venue and security. Noise regulations will be strictly enforced to comply with city guidelines. Last week, Ole Miss Athletic Director Keith Carter met with journalism students to answer their questions. Justin Class talked with Carter about his time as AD.
Keith Carter became the official Ole Miss athletic director in November of 2019 after serving as the interim since late May. Less than a month after taking the position, Carter faced a make-or-break decision for ADs nationwide, hiring a new football coach.
So we needed somebody who could come in right away and galvanize the fan base and make us relevant right away.
After just a year, the Kiffin hire is a highlight on Carter's resume, but Ole Miss sports have seen improvement beyond the football field in his short tenure, like Coach Yo's basketball team.
Her energy is just tangible and contagious. which is awesome. And so I think women's basketball is here to stay and do some really good things.
For now, it seems that the coaching searches are on hold, but that doesn't mean Carter doesn't have plenty of planning for the future of athletics ahead of him.
The next project is going to be about a $25 million renovation to the Manning Center.
That renovation will include a new weight room and locker room, followed by renovations to the softball and soccer complexes. Worries about facility updates is a nice change of pace for Ole Miss fans after the turmoil of recent years. So they're left asking themselves how long Carter will stick around.
44 right now, and I'd love to do it for a while, as long as I have the energy to do it and do it at a high level.
It's been quite the start to an administrative career for Carter, whose connections to Rebel sports date back to his playing days on the basketball court. Fans are left to hope that those deep ties will be enough for Carter to break from the mold and spend his whole career in Oxford. Justin Class, Newswatch, Ole Miss.
Hazardous Waste Collection Day will be held Saturday, April 17, 2021 at the Lafayette County Multi-Purpose Arena in 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Acceptable items include TVs, drain opener, glues, batteries, and more. Restricted items include sofas, explosives, infectious materials, and other unknown substances. For more information, call 662-487-2415. Following the winter storm in February, the state of Mississippi has requested a major declaration for public assistance. At this time, 31 counties, including Lafayette County and the Mississippi Band of Choctaw Indians, met their thresholds with an estimated total of $25 million worth of damage. The request must be approved by the president for federal assistance to become available to local governments. Some counties can still be added to the declaration in a later date if the damage threshold is not met. And this Giving Day set a record for the most money raised at the university as a part of the event. Over 1,500 gift cards were made, totaling nearing $2.5 million. This is the second Giving Day held by the university, and it raised nearly 3 times the last amount. And finally, yearbooks are in. Yearbook distribution will be next Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday at the Student Union lobby. There are no additional costs who paid their fall and tuition. And when you pick yours up, you can enter to get an iPad. We have the latest in sports. But first, current weather conditions for the upcoming weekend after the break.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Sorry for this interruption. It'll just be a moment.
You told me not to talk to strangers. You told me not to cross the street without looking both ways. You told me not to touch the stove.
You told me not to do drugs. You told me not to drink and drive.
You gave me so many messages about how to stay safe. Why didn't you keep me safe by properly storing your gun?
Stand by, we're gonna try it again.
I am a nurse,
a firefighter, a college student,
a mother,
and I am an American soldier.
I will always be ready
for every storm and disaster that threatens my community. I will always be there to protect my neighbors,
my family,
and my country.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
We are the Army National Guard.
Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service.
Welcome back to Storm Watch. My name's Megan Dillard, and we're going to have a look at our current temperatures. In South Haven, Holly Springs, Oxford, and Corinth, it is currently 65 degrees. It's a little bit warmer in Tupelo at 68 degrees. Looking at tonight's forecast, you can expect it to be around 46 degrees. The skies will be cloudy. Winds will be coming in from the northeast at 5 to 10 miles per hour with a 3% chance of rain. Looking at tomorrow, you can expect the weather to get up to 64 degrees. It's still going to be cloudy. There's going to be a slight chance of rain showers. Wind will still be at 5 to 10 miles per hour, but coming in from the east with a 24% chance of rain. Looking at the weekend ahead, you can expect it to be mostly cloudy with winds variable coming in from mainly the north, and there will be a small chance of rain. Looking at the 5 days ahead, you can expect the temperatures to start rising as it goes up to 72 degrees on Tuesday. The low will start to decrease though to 40 degrees on Tuesday, starting at 47 tomorrow. The chance of rain will decrease throughout the week, and you should have a great weekend, Rebels.
Thanks, Megan. The Rebel baseball team bounced back from their series loss in a big way Tuesday night, and Coach Davis' recruiting class for the next year just keeps getting better. Grace Walsh has that and more coming up next in sports.
Yeah! Sam, Elmo!
Oh, hey, Julia. Are you ready to play band with us? I'm going to play my clarinet.
And Elmo's gonna play his drum. Drum loud.
Oh, well, you know what to do, Julia.
Julia knows.
With Julia's autism, loud sounds can be too much.
But she still loves to make music. Play band.
Early screening for autism can make a lifetime of difference. Find out more at screenforautism.org.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Never gonna let you go. Never gonna let
Welcome to Sports Watch. I'm Grace Walsh. Ole Miss baseball defeated Austin Peay 13-1 Tuesday in a merciful 7 innings. Cale Baker went 4 for 4 at the plate with a career-high 6 RBI, which set the tone quickly for the Rebs. Along with Baker's career day, 3 other Rebels recorded multiple hits. Jacob Gonzalez finished 3 for 4 with 2 RBI, while Peyton Chatney and TJ McCants each recorded 2 hits with a combined 3 runs. The Rebs now await a trip to Starkville tomorrow to take on rival Mississippi State in a 3-game weekend. Game 1 is set at 6 p.m. tomorrow that you can watch on the SEC Network or listen on the Ole Miss Radio Network. Staying on the diamond, Ole Miss softball reigns victorious, defeating Memphis 11-0 yesterday. Scoring early and often, the Rebs put up crooked numbers in each of the first 3 innings to ease by the Tigers in just 5. While the Rebel bats were hot, the heat coming from the circle was just as dangerous, with Ava Tillman, Landon Bruce, and Ainsley Furbush combining for the shutout. Jessica Puck put her finishing touch on the game with a monster grand slam. The Rebs will hit the road this Friday to College Station for a 3-game series against Texas A&M. Make sure to tune in as all 3 games will be streamed on SEC Network Plus. Taking it over to the course, 3 Rebels fired rounds under par during the first round of the SEC Championship, putting the women's golf team tied for 4th place after the first 18 holes. Julia Johnson registered 5 birdies and 13 pars on the day to lead the Rebels strong. Johnson caught fire on the back 9, tallying 4 birdies in her final 7 holes, including 3 straight on number 12, 13, and 14, putting her in a tie for 4th place individually. For all of Ole Miss women's golf latest news, follow the Rebels on Twitter at Ole Miss W Golf. In a continuing effort to recognize the accomplishments of student athletes beyond the competition, the SEC once again highlighted a community service team for men's and women's tennis for the 2020-21 season. Alexa Bortles and Tim Sancolin worked together to create the Red Shirt Corona Year cause at the outbreak of the pandemic. The two advocated for an additional year of eligibility for student athletes due to the shortened spring season. Bortles and Sancolin even made an appearance on the Paul Feinbaum Show to discuss the cause. We are extremely proud of our athletes and congratulate them on their success. Ole Miss wide receivers are going to need someone to step up this year after losing star receiver Elijah Moore. Senior Braylon Sanders talked to reporters about the feel of the wide receiver room this season.
We got a lot of guys in the room, so everybody can be that guy. You know, we just ready to make plays.
Fans will have a chance to see Sanders and the rest of Coach Kiffin's squad at the Grove Bowl next Saturday. Finally, the Ole Miss men's basketball team added another piece to its front court as 6'8" forward Eric Vanderheiden signed his national letter of intent Wednesday, a top 200 prospect nationally and the 9th best player from North Carolina. Vanderheiden becomes a Rebel after leading Millbrook High School to an undefeated record that resulted in a state championship. Coach Kermit Davis says Eric possesses a great skill set, who's a really good passer and shoots with great range. Vanderheiden will be joining Deshaun Ruffin, Grant Slayton, and James White as incoming freshmen for the 2021-22 season.
The Oxford Community Market begins its spring farmers market season at the end of April. That when we return.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
I am what hunger looks like in America. I was created by artificial intelligence from faces of the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger.
Then I just start talking after. April 20th begins the farmers market season at the Old Armory Pavilion from 3 in the afternoon until 6:30 that evening. The community can enjoy many fresh fruits and vegetables from the market, including strawberries, carrots, and more. The event is hosted by the Oxford Community Market. So, what do you think will happen with the Mississippi State and Oxford game?
You know, the Mississippi State Bulldogs have had an 8-game winning streak, and 5 of those games they've had 65 runs. So it's going to be a tough one, but if Ole Miss plays all their cards right, I really think that it's going to be a good one, and they can do it.
Absolutely. I really hope the Rebels come out on top. That's all we have for today. Thank you for tuning in to Newswatch Ole Miss. You can catch our show live on Facebook, YouTube, and other websites. The show is also now available on IGTV. Make sure to also follow our